our group of amazing adventurers were camped next to a little side of the basin where the land started to get firmer. You noticed the iridescent dome that was the hallmark sign of a tiny hut. You went there and investigated. A tiefling popped out, looked at you all, decided you weren't worth the effort of a fight because he would win handedly, and that's when you guys met Volo and Power. You're kind of sitting there. You purchased one of his companion guides, Volo's Guide to Monsters, from him. You can use it, and after like a short rest or a long rest, you can tell me what area or something that you studied, and then if you run into it, I'll let you guys make like a intelligence check to recall what information that you got from it. If you don't get much information, that's just the way it goes. You've got the most accurate map in the area, so not a lot of people are able to keep up with you on that. But as we sit there during the night, the fireflies are starting to come up in the swamp. You're noticing large, burdensome beast lumbering around, and further down the south, you see, just as the sun is starting to kind of like set against the skyline, a little bit more in focus is the giant heart of Ubtao. And as you're taking in the details of it, you notice that the heart looks like a legitimate physical heart, like it was clutched out of the still beating chest of a stone giant and put up there. It is huge. It is probably, you'd think, hundreds of feet up in the air, but you haven't been able to get too much of a close look at it. This is where we find ourselves. What are you guys trying to do?
Can we see the map, sir?
Awesome. Is it possible that we could ask him to make 2 copies of the map?
It's taken a lot with it, like a full all-out place with cartography supplies and everything like that. You could probably set down, and with some time, probably like a week's downtime, have an accurate map that you could navigate by. He's trying to fill in a map that he already has with information that you guys have presented, but to create an entire new map from the word jump, you would need a full cartographer set and a lot of downtime. You can ask Logan how hard it is to make a map.
That said, if anybody has proficiency with cartographers tools, maybe we can set that up as like something we do as we travel, like in the evenings, because that would probably be worth some gold on the back end if we. Yeah. Anyways,
I do have questions for Volo, but you can go ahead, Logan.
Oh no, I was just trying to hit the reference point. I was just trying to, I'm painting the picture. Right? So this is the heart. This is where we're at this point.
Correct.
Okay.
You guys are specifically right here, and each one of those is 10 miles.
Okay, that's what I was trying to establish. But we can see from that point, or what can we see anything at that point with as high up as this is?
This is probably low. We're like on the river.
It's silhouetted up in the sky, hundreds of feet, 200, 300 feet up there. You'd have to get closer in order to like do the math, but it's suspended, and then you're too far out to pick up too many of the intricate details of it, but the rough outline looks like a humanoid heart, and then it looks like it even has stuff branching off of it.
Okay, but that's just the magnitude that we're talking about, is that's how, like, it's that large that we can see it from that point.
Yes, it is a very navigable thing.
All right, so cool. All right, so we have a waypoint. Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to let anybody else say anything else first, and then I'll go into
Well, I know you had questions, and since we've got them.
I know. I don't know if anybody else has other things first.
Go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Volo. I'm a big fan of your work. I was just curious, knowing what's going on with all these zombies and stuff. Do you know much about the soulmonger at all?
I haven't heard so much about the soulmonger, but I did know ever since, where is it? The town of Mesro. Ever since the town of Mesro had that disappearance a while ago, it seemed that the undead became a little bit more fickle and restless. Do you know the tale of Rosny?
I'm acquainted with Rosny.
Oh, then you know it's a truly tragic tale.
What could you tell me of him?
Well, Rosny was a protector of Chult. He was one of the chosen from the lost gods, I believe. Translations are keeping up correctly. He was Obatao's chosen, and he was imbued with the power to bring things back to life. And he had an army of undead that he used in a lot of occasions to protect a lot of the towns around here. I know that when there were certain tribal factions warring in the south, he used his vast army of undead to protect the town of Mesrin, and it wasn't until the cataclysmic event that not a lot of people know about, but the town just blinked out of existence. You can find it. There's a gentleman who I met in Port Naranzaru by the name of Artemis Cinder, I believe, who's looking for ways to get in there. But yeah, back to Rosny. So Rosny, after this cataclysm happened, ended up giving his life and being brought back by the 9 gods as this champion. And there he helped keep the lands of Chult safe until this death curse that you're talking about happened. And then it seems that everything went a little bit chaotic. He used to have the power to control the dead across the whole island. It seems that sphere of influence has shrunk quite dramatically. I could drone on all day. I love history. Maybe there's a pointed question that you have I could help you out with.
If a device like the Soulmonger, so do you think Rosny would be in charge of the Soulmonger?
I don't know what this soulmonger is that you're talking about. I haven't found it in
Okay.
any of my travels.
Where did Rosny? You said he was based or started in this town. Which town was it? And I look at the map.
Mesro,
At
off of
Mesro.
Kitchener's Inlet.
How long ago was this that this all happened with him?
Months ago.
Little off topic. Do you have any knowledge on the wreck of the Star Goddess?
The wreck of the Star Goddess. Let me see. There was a group of adventurers that had hired a airship in order to bring them closer to where they thought this focal point for undead activity in this nexus was, down in the south where everybody's having these visions. And it seems that they were attacked by a group of terrafolk. One of the merchant kings received a message who sponsored them, and it seems that about 2 weeks ago, a small group and a small contingency were last heard from over there. But since you've got it marked down, this makes it way easier. You're not going to be walking around lost in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it's even salvageable. Possibly. You don't have any knowledge of how the wreck or how the Star Goddess operates at all, do you?
Well, like most flying ships, there is a little bit of hot air and a whole lot of magic. I don't think that it has interplanetary capabilities. It's not like something that you'd find at the Spelljammer Academy further south. I think this is
Magic.
only for in here. But I did hear that it was a decommissioned galleon from the Rock of Brawl, and it does have a Spelljammer's helm on it. That's why a lot of people are looking for it. It is very sought after.
No, I appreciate the information sharing and the knowledge.
Oh, great power. I have a question for you.
Yes.
So curious. We're talking about Rosny. And as I say that name, I see Zirian, just his eyes twitch. Do you know the names Asmodeus and Shirak?
Are you asking me because I'm a devil? I mean, devilkin, infernal blood?
Maybe.
I don't know what you're saying, but I'm confused, so I'm automatically going to think that you're making fun of me, getting hostile.
I'm not laughing in game. This is just...
You better use small words. My sword arm's getting mighty. Ooh.
Do you know who Asmodeus is?
We're not related, even though I'm red and have horns. But Asmodeus is commonly known as the Lord of the Nine Hells. He's a devil. And being a devil, he has to abide by the rules. Do you know how the Plains of Avernus came to be?
No, enlighten me, great power.
This is something that my grandpappy used to tell me because he sold my unborn soul to Asmodeus for power. Here's how it happens. The gods were created, and during this time, being celestials, Asmodeus was created as well. But Asmodeus, being a very ugly guy and never kissing a girl, not like me, Power, who is way better than him, convinces these gods that he needs a place that he could set up because he doesn't want to be Mr. Uggo Boo-Boo Face in front of everybody. So they say, you know what? We're not using this stuff in the middle of this molten field. So they give it to Asmodeus as well as his domain, with the caveat of, since he was from celestial stock, had to abide by the rules. Well, as any good rules lawyer knows, that could be twisted, exploited, and manipulated. So he quickly started amassing followers. The reason he did this is because he could get power. See what I did there? From making deals with mortals. And when they died, or when they met the terms and conditions, Asmodeus would get power from them. This is how a lot of warlocks make their pacts, sell soul for power. So, somebody back in my line, probably my grandpappy, sold my soul for a bottle of elven brandy. And here I am, born like this to fulfill a contract.
That must have been some good brandy.
I don't know, he didn't share it.
Oh, what a jerk, man. This Asmodeus guy, sounds all great and powerful. Is he powerful?
He's the Lord of the Nine Hells.
I would say he's probably powerful then.
He is. Just, you know what? Let me not undersell it. He is the king of hell.
So who does he report to?
Nobody.
The king? So he is the guy.
He is the guy. He is the person who makes all the things and who battles against the demons in their great blood war. The only person I think that would be even remotely as powerful as him would probably be Zariel.
Is that a lich?
No, Zariel's the
Sure.
fallen angel.
I think
Do you
Sharrak
know
is
of any-
the Lich King.
Is it Sirach?
Sharrak. Does that name sound familiar too? Sharrak?
Sharrak?
I'd like...
No.
Sharrak?
Sharak? A Sarak?
A Sirach?
A Sarak?
Yeah.
Is that who you're saying?
Do you know who a Sirach is?
Yeah. A Sarak, for everything that I've heard, is a multi-dimensional figure who sets up these elaborate little dungeons to test adventurers.
Did we come across one of those dungeons?
Well, where were you at?
Camp Righteousness?
Camp Righteousness? Starts flipping through the book. Oh, you mean the crocodile and the man statue.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
actually...
That
was a relic from before there. That was actually to give honor to some of the lost gods. You'll find their remnants scattered around somewhere. There's some people who still pray to them.
Yeah, that was a
we
good
beat
one.
that temple.
Well, congratulations. Not a lot of people have been that lucky.
Have
I
you
have
ever
another-
met? Do you ever want to meet Asmodeus?
Polo goes, no.
Mm.
I'm okay with kings and queens and various members of court. They keep my wine cup filled and my plate full.
You are wise, Power.
Oh, that
You
was
are wise.
Volo.
Oh, Volo.
Power's like looking around trying to like pinch lightning bugs.
So I'm going to look at Power and say, I know Power. You don't have any weaknesses, but I can't imagine that Asmodeus doesn't have any. Do you know any weaknesses that he may have, whether it be of mind or physical?
No, he's pretty powerful. That's why he hasn't been killed yet or overthrown.
So I bet she's not as powerful as you, though.
Probably.
I have a question for you, Valen.
What's up?
Has anybody really tried to stop Rosny before now?
There have been adventurers before who have attempted to make a stand, but he is really good at killing people. Like, freakishly good at murder.
Yeah. He killed my wife and son.
His face just immediately hangs open and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I hope you can find some solace.
Once I have his head, then I'll have solace.
So you have somebody to talk to? You gonna use it as a soccer ball?
I just need to take it off of his shoulders and make sure they never touch ever again, so nobody could try to bring his ass back.
Well, nobody's bringing anybody back with this death curse. It's kind of the way it works.
Yep, that is the way it works. Does he have anything that Rosny loved, like truly loved? Anybody?
He sits and thinks for a little bit. Before he fell into his former state, he was regarded as a hero. He was regarded as a protector of Chult. He was genuinely beloved and favored by the gods. It's alarming to see just how quickly somebody could fall.
I hope he falls as easy to my sword. Sorry, Lolo. It's a damper subject, but it has to be had at times.
Can I do you said Mesro was that town, correct?
Yes.
Can I do like a history check of my own knowledge on, anything I had gathered throughout my travels
Yeah.
that I may have on that?
Go ahead and give me a roll, and then I can tell you what's common knowledge right now, and that's Mesro was one of the other major cities of jolt. There was a magical cataclysm that happened, and the town blinked out of existence. And then when it came back, it was completely void. It's the emphasis and area of focus of a person by the name of Artemis Cimber, who's part of an explorers guild that is trying to find a way to get in there and figure out what happened.
So the town blinked away out of existence, everybody in it, but then came back and completely devoid.
Correct. And Artemis
So
Cimber's wife was in there, and she's missing.
So the town is
So-
still there, just no people are there.
Correct.
Okay, because I was picturing that when you said the town just blinked out of existence, I was picturing like Brainiac, how he just takes towns, like out of the ground, and the town is just no longer there.
Everything left, and there was a giant void from where it was at, and then like a week later, it blipped back into existence, and nobody was in there. It was a ghost town.
And Mesro is where he was heralded as a protector.
That was where he chose to hang his hat, yes.
Interesting. I wonder if that's worth checking this area out then.
Well,
Food for thought.
it's what?
Where I'd like
How
to
many
make
days
my
away
base.
to the dead?
A lot.
It's a bit of a trip.
Everything is possible, but that's a lot of time to burn on a hunch.
We're looking
Yeah.
at least like a week and a half,
And lots of skulls.
and lots of undead in between. Lots of them.
Well, does anybody have any further questions?
No, I'm good to move out.
Quickly, before we part ways, gentlemen, and thank you for your time, what can you tell us about the heart? Have either of you ventured there before?
So I actually have just kind of gotten back from around that area. I've done a little bit of trekking around the Eldani Basin, and the heart is a giant stone structure with a large tree sticking out of it. The branches look like the branching of veins and arteries, and there's a peculiar red liquid that drips from it. It's not blood, probably like you're thinking. It's a runoff from some of the wood and the sediment in there. It's really weird. It looks like it's bleeding and it's suspended. It's about 200 feet up in the air. There is
What-
a light that shines through some of those portholes. It looks like flickering of candlelight.
What can you tell us of the dangers that await us? Fields of fire, key terrain.
Along this path,
If you're
Yeah.
making a path, I don't see you.
I would point it out on the map. I'll be like, along this path, since we're heading down this direction.
Other than the usual denizens, I've seen hippos, which are quite dangerous, and various other things, dinosaurs, swamp
Yeah, we
gas.
saw we ran into a T-Rex back by, I believe it was just before Camp Righteousness.
Oh,
Or
goodness.
just after Camp Righteousness. And then we've been told that there was, where was it at? Was it in this group right here that there was a zombie T-Rex? Like we just found this out like 2 days ago or something. I remember hearing about a zombie T-Rex, and I believe it's like in one of these groups.
Yeah, they made reference to a large pack of undead. I think zombie T-Rex was reported amongst their numbers.
I'll relay that to Volo as well.
Well, then I will be taking the quick way home.
Also, I've really been wondering this because it's just you and Power, correct?
Yes.
When we first met you, one of the first things you said, when we asked how did you, navigate the dead, and you said have a good guide. Who's your guide? Because I don't think, as I look over at our Power, and then like that, yeah, who's your navigator?
Me, of course.
How old are you?
60, 70, somewhere around there. True gentleman
He's
never
been-
tells.
He's been all over the world.
Yes. It's a
That's
prerequisite
so
for writing traveling guides.
so awesome.
Well, maybe when you chop off that raw sneeze head, you can travel with it, see all the sights that you never got to.
I hope we run into each other again. I would really like to tell you about what happens after this.
That'd be great for my
Hopefully we
book.
do.
Yeah, I'll be at Port Nair and Zaru.
I think a party would love if you would sign the back of our map so we have your autograph.
Oh, we got it on the book, but the map would be cool too.
Just one autograph isn't enough for us.
He gladly starts to sign it.
You know what, Powers? I don't want you to feel left out. Why don't you sign the map to me?
He looks at it, and then he pricks his finger and puts the drop of blood on it.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm gonna take them.
You're welcome. That might be valuable someday.
I think we're good.
Ford, do you got anything?
No, I'm thinking to myself, maybe you said it, but we're focused on the heart, but we have no idea what it is and why we're going there. Do we?
Some people say it's a focal point. It's got a large draw to it. It's obviously mysterious. Some people refer to it as a cultural and religious icon. If you shot it with a cannon, there'd be people that would be pissed off.
Right. So I just kind of asked the group, I'm like,
Oh, it also acts as an amazing place to view your surroundings from.
Oh, yeah.
so I believe Volo mentioned that it's a couple of 100 feet up in the air, but is it attached to a tree? So is it climbable or is it suspended in the air?
It is levitating 200 feet
Okay.
up in the air.
All right. That's why we said we need the ship. Okay.
Such a large structure and such a just the amount of magic or something that's involved with that. I think that almost beckons worth investigation. But again, I don't know. Once we get to the wreck, I don't know if that's even going to be feasible.
I hope you guys have a lot of stuff to think about. Are you guys passing time, or is there other stuff that you'd like to do during this scene?
I think we're good to move. Gentlemen, again, thank you for your time.
We're gonna go.
It was an
Now it's gonna
honor.
go to bed, right? It's bedtime,
It
or is this in the morning?
Well, we could fast forward over the night. You guys could get your long rest in the morning time, remove your rations, stuff like that.
I will hold security after my trance.
All right. It's pretty much you in power. So we're going to go through this character by character, and we're just going to go based off of what I see. Jay, is there anything that Zarian's thinking about?
I'm trying to have Dritz his back because I know he's in the search, and I want to make sure that he knows that I really do have his back. So I'm thinking of trying to maybe make something or do something for him special. Like, I don't know, like whittle something for him, or come up with like a prayer or some shit. I'm just throwing this off the top of my head. Something thoughtful for Driz.
Okay. What do you want to try to do? I can come back to you and then go
Yeah,
to,
if you
and
could
then
come
go to-
back,
all right.
yeah.
Ford, what's going on with Driz?
I think Driz is feeling a little overwhelmed, kind of shamefully frightened a little bit of what's going on. Sorry, Adam, what's your character's name again? So I'm going to turn to you and just kind of be like, do you got a moment just to, let's put a song together, or let's play some music or something. Get my mind off of what's going on.
Bring the spirits up.
Hearing this and knowing what I was just talking about, I'll probably be like, hey, let me help you guys out on this.
All right, so you guys are collaborating with a song. Logan, you're kind of hearing what's going on as you're trying to meditate. You hear them getting together, trying to get some beats together.
I maintain my trance through it. Dredd is slightly withdrawn just because he's contemplating. He's of the tactical mindset right now. That's where he's at. So he's kind of spending his evening outside of that, studying this map, making a plan of attack for approaching the heart. But yeah, he's always kind of happy to sit back and kind of just observe his friends and enjoying themselves, and it's a surface world thing that he enjoys, but he doesn't quite know how to participate in. So he's reserved. He's pleasant about it. He's just you gotta where he came from. If he does start telling tales, it's very dark. It's very drab. It's like living in Seattle.
Hey.
All right.
I never lived there, but I did watch Twilight. So
Oh, no.
Oh.
No. Wow. Just came down.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do? Any interactions, any spotlight moments, anything like that? I'm trying to give this to you so that way you got the time to like chew on the scenery and progress any personal agendas that you might have.
So, as we're sitting there, coming up with some creative lyrics to just kind of have a little bit upbeat moment. I'm in awe and I'm amazed, not by what we've done, but by where we are. We're in this land that has dead, zombies, demons, floating magical structures. So many different adventures have come and have not returned. And just the magnitude of this land kind of sets in, and it really does. When you step back, it looks like, are we in the middle of a fight between what really is good and evil? And I never thought of myself as being like a good, or like on the good side of the spectrum, just in the life that I've lived and choices I've made. I would say an evil, but I wouldn't say good. I'd say neutral. But then I'm thinking about it, and what we're doing, what we're trying to do, we are the good, standing against the evil. And that amazement kind of turns to a wash of somewhat regret for how I've come to where I'm at now in my life. Regretting some of the choices I've made, but at the same time, a reinvigoration that without even deciding it, I'm on the good side, if that makes sense. And it kind of emboldens me to just do even better, to do even more, to contribute to this band that we have. I'll use that word because of doing music. This group that we have, just to contribute even more than I have before, because it's dawned on me, we have to succeed. We cannot fail. There's no room for failure. And so I'm thinking about all that, and I'm having that in the back of my mind. I'm trying not to display that on my face while we're still, strumming the lute and trying to come up with these words, joking back and forth. But this here was a moment for my character where the true gravity, the true realization, and the true acceptance of who I am comes into play.
There you go.
I think, once we're kind of done collaborating with each other on, me trying to tune the lute and get my hand slapped, and I'm going to go step away, and I'm going to tap my fingers, and I'm going to instantly get vision with Kitty, because she's up there flying around, and I want to take a peek at that perspective at the heart and kind of see if I can make out anything, or just basically the surroundings.
Ooh, give me a perception check through your hawk's eyes. So I believe your keen senses would probably give you advantage on that.
Well played, sir.
You said perception, right?
Correct. Perception. You were trying to see what you can see. Everything checks out. It doesn't look like there's anything crazy going on that way, but you guys are still 50 to 80 miles away.
All right.
And you sounded that.
Yeah, so you're about 50 to 80 miles away. It's going to take you a little bit before you can start picking out some really fine details, but that was a good idea using Kitty's vision.
That was awesome.
All right.
I say we start moving.
So we're going to fast forward throughout the night, and then you guys are going to pick it up in the morning?
Yep, I think that's all I wanted to do.
All right. The nighttime just goes easy peasy. There's a charcuterie board. There's some wine. Power and Volo kind of jest back and forth. They seem to have built some sort of camaraderie where they talk about the different things that they've seen and done, and you guys get a little bit more information on what's going on. There seems to be an easy way to get around from the dead, and that's if you primarily follow through the water portions. The dead sink, so they won't be able to get you. And night passes into day, and then you all wake up whenever the morning greets you, and you're already seeing Power, who is starting to strap large amounts of stuff onto his body as well as carrying things. And then Volo's preparing a chalk circle that he's starting to draw on a flat rock.
Hey, what was the thing that was in the water?
The thing that was in the water that was a danger?
Yeah, that was a danger that we were on our way here.
Hippopotamus or
No.
hookers?
Yeah,
Piranhas?
yeah, the piranhas. The piranhas.
Yeah.
I'll let him know about those.
Yes.
Where that was located as well.
Oh yeah, there's lots of
I just thought about that. I figured. I mean, he likes to know about where things are, so.
Yeah, that's like talking to a guy in the Amazon and being like, in the waters of the Amazon, there's piranhas. I'll be like, got it. It's a well-known thing.
Yeah.
But he appreciates it nonetheless. He says, if you start smelling one of your favorite foods from childhood, there's probably a plant nearby that wants to make you a meal.
Ooh, good information, sir.
Thank you.
What you doing on the rock?
Oh, I just got to get this circle up.
What's the circle do?
Teleportation. I'm not walking with a zombie T-Rex.
What? How many people can you teleport?
Up to 10, but I'm going back to Port Nyaranzaru. That's the one place that I know the sigil for.
I've never seen one of these before. That's cool. I've heard about them.
Yet to be
Whoa.
pretty powerful. I was taught this by Morden Kanan.
Whoa. So you can go anywhere that you have a sigil set up for?
I can go anywhere where I know the coordinates. Think about it like a celestial door. And as long as you know how to unlock the key, you can get there. Most static teleportation circles are guarded. This one takes me to a certain merchant prince's courtyard. He's one of the people who hired me.
Do you have any other sigils set up around?
I know a couple, but that's Forgotten Realms.
Interesting. Very interesting as I kind of look at the party. Very interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I like that.
If you find a teleportation circle it might behoove you to record the runes, because then you can get access to it later, provided that you can teleport.
Can I make a note of these in my packed spell book? Or is this is this an actual spell he's using? Like way above our level?
He's ritually casting teleportation. So there's like a lot of stuff to it. You'd have to know how to cast the spell teleportation in order to do it. But you know enough to know that it is teleportation magic that he is ritually casting.
Okay, I'm at least going to make a note of the sigil itself just so I can recognize it if I come across it.
Gotcha. I'm looking at it being like a Stargate where there's like a couple of things that have to be done in each of the corners and stuff like that. Yeah. Stargate plus Guar. And he finishes, and then at the last moment, he's like, "Power, say your goodbyes. We're going." And he's like, "Goodbye, everybody. Try not to die. I actually like you."
Bye, buddy.
Power.
So I tap him on the shoulder.
I give him the heart.
He does the little finger guns thing, and right as the teleportation circle starts to go through, he's like, "I peed in one of your canteens," and poof, he's gone.
I knew it.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
Smell mine because I feel like it's mine.
That smells like water.
Could be lying. He's a devil, you know.
I just have to make sure.
He's like, "I peed in your canteen," and Zarian's like,
I did see him put Zarian's canteen on the ground.
In that case,
I better see an animation for this.
I'll dump it out. I'll do a ritual of what is it? Food, the disease,
purify.
Purify, so that way I can have some water.
Jaeger and Fred are up. So is Kawasha. They're starting to tend to the boats and make sure that everything's good to go and strapped down. Kawasha comes up to Dredd, and he's like, "The boats are secured. Everything's loaded up. We should be ready to go on your word."
Basha, why does your breath smell like piss?
Gentlemen, are we ready to depart?
He looks at Shyla and like, "Why does my breath smell like piss?" Because it's sterile and I like the taste. Why doesn't yours?
You don't want to know what my breath smells like. Anyway,
I'm gonna start loading my gear in and head out.
All right, we are going to go ahead, and then you guys are going to go ahead and take your 2 hexes, and we are going to take out some supplies. So first day, you're moving 2 hexes.
Has it rained?
Roll me a 1d8. On a 1 and a 2, it's raining.
Oh, that's a D10. So sorry.
It is not raining.
Sweet.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
Visibility's good then.
Yeah, that's good. But also that because I know we have 3 barrels and we also have three water catcher things. That's why I was asking.
Yes, and in order for the water catcher things to be effective, I just want to remind you, it's a strategy and you can use it. It has to be stationary and set up. So basically, you're just kind of like, "Oh yeah, it's raining. Catch the water."
Gotcha.
So first night goes through, nothing crazy going on. Do you guys talk about anything? Do you discuss anything? Fred and Jaeger and Kawasha are playing some liar's dice. You guys are more than welcome to join in with them should you so choose.
I'll actually go talk to Dredd.
You're going to talk to Dredd?
Yeah. Hey, bud.
Sorry. What can I help
Thank you. Thank you for the other day. Sorry, it was rude of me to slap your hand away. Should have accepted your friendship at that moment.
Think nothing of it. Tempers flare easy, especially after battle. You showed courage on the field. I'm proud to have you at my side.
As am I, having you at mine. Have you thought about what I talked about before with you about being one with Horus and potentially following by his side?
Well, I appreciate your counsel and am always open to philosophical discussion. I have my own path to follow. My destiny lies back home, with my house dethroned and Menzo Baronson lying at my feet. But thank you.
Absolutely. With you helping me on this quest to fight Rosny and end this, I'm willing to go back and help you if you need it. I'll be by your side.
I would be honored to take you into battle, though I don't know how you're going to fare in some of our tunnels. We'll find a way.
Where there's a will, there is a way. I have a big will.
That's you do, my friend. And with that, Dredd nods and kind of goes to take watch. That's kind of his habit in the evening, especially as he kind of converses with the shadows a little bit more each night.
Anything specific you're talking to the shadows about?
So he's trying to basically build a back knowledge on Avernus and basically everything that Power said. He doesn't quite trust the kid's background, so he's verifying information during this time. Like but it's also to sort of build that relationship, and he's kind of connecting more on that side.
Everything checks out with what Power said. Asmodeus is the Lord of the Hells, and he used to be part of the Celestial group, and then basically convinced the gods to give him Avernus so that way he wasn't in their presence, and they made him obey the laws and rules of the gods. So he's very litigious in things. Basically, it's hell, for lack of a better word, and you get devils and demons, so everything has to be done in triplicate, or nobody trusts anybody to do anything that's not within their own best interest.
So outside of the discussions with his patron, but just some backstory during his trance, what he's starting to kind of put together is this idea of there's going to be a lot of contest over this thing, because as it's been explained to him, whoever owns it can essentially print their own money. So us trying to stop it is going to draw a lot of attention. So he's trying to start to think of ways around that ways that he can maybe manipulate an end without having to put the party in direct fire. But we'll work on that.
All right. Is anybody else trying to accomplish anything?
Yeah, actually, I wanna do another check through Kitty.
Okay, a little bit closer.
Yeah, perception. It was a perception, right?
Yep, perception at advantage through the hawk.
There we go. 17.
You are able to see that there are lights on. There are lights on inside, but any differentiation of like the amount of people or anything that's going on is still a little bit outside of anything that you have, but you verified that there is activity.
Okay. Do we see anything around us? Immediate threats or anything? Or
there are some rabbits with unicorn horns, but those are incredibly common.
Cool. All right.
Is Shyla doing anything?
Nope.
So Shyla has nothing?
No.
All right. So night goes by, goes on. Next day, 2 squares, and then
I'd like to study the book.
you're gonna study the book at night?
Yep.
All right. So that's on land. You guys are gonna have to actually walk on land if that's the case, or if you want to drag it through.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we're like just camping.
Yeah, so basically going all the way around. That's the way I look at it. What are you going to be studying for the book?
He was talking about hippos. I'm gonna look into some hippo stuff and find out what kind of things could distract them, like what things they like. Find out that they like watermelon type thing, whatever. And then like see if we can find some watermelon along the side. Yeah. You know what I mean?
All right, give me a nature check.
Is this advantage while reading this book or no?
Yeah, after you read it, you did a little bit of research on hippos.
This is the negative one. Let's go. The 15? That's a 15.
You know that hippos are territorial.
Very territorial.
Very territorial. There's been more than one expedition who's had their canoes or boats ruined messing around with hippos. And they're also fast on land as they are on the water.
So air is the way to go.
Yes. Hippos
with a
cannot
hippo.
fly.
Yeah, it's like they're fast in the water as they are on land. That's insane.
They are. You guys doing anything else?
Yeah, that's all I was trying to do. Just trying to figure out if it had any weaknesses or
damage. Damage is usually they're not particularly vulnerable to anything, but with the way that they spend most of their time because of their weight in the water, they do tend to be submerged the majority of the time. A couple people have mistook them for logs,
and that's where they messed up.
Correct.
All right, that's what I do for this time.
All right. Anybody doing anything, or we can move our next 2 miles? This is where it kind of gets boring because this is just Oregon Trail. I'm sorry, it does not get boring. We move into a different method of play, which is inventory management.
All right. Speaking of inventory management, who is our inventory person?
That's a good question.
Because it was
Hassan.
He was, but he also left to go make sure that the dead were not going to surround you and kill you all, and divided the forces.
I will start a thing in the general. I don't know what we're sitting at right now, but I can start it in the general.
Whoever's keeping track of it, you guys bought a ridiculous amount of food.
We did.
I'll put little tally marks for each day of rations that we use.
Gotcha. Is anybody trying to do anything for this day, or are we just going to fast forward?
I'm just taking stock and thinking,
about how we got our asses handed to us at that temple and trying to put together a song thinking about that. Just something about half beast, half man he watched in stone. As we paid the price, as we paid our blood as the entry fee, we found his faint shaped relic there and fled on shattered knees. No blessings came, just mortal scars. Tales we trade in ale, for gods of skill take flesh, not faith, and teeth outlast the tale. Somewhere
I'm gonna message Zarian.
Love it.
And just
That's
say,
so fucking great.
I'm gonna message Zarian and just say power piston Dredd's container, and that's it.
Like I just out of nowhere, like just like it's silent as fuck, and I'm not expecting it. And then I just look over at Dredd, and then that's it.
Speaking of Dredd, go ahead and roll me that 1d6.
On it.
All right, everything's good. No encounters.
All right.
Love it.
Next day, go ahead and move your 20.
Traveling down the river.
Are we heading on to land now? Kind of scooting over?
Nah, is that still the river?
So you can
Can't
Yeah,
tell.
that's still the
from
river.
here. Yeah, you're pretty much right there.
Oh,
Yep.
Up to right here.
We're entering zombie territory.
All right, roll me that 1d6. A second 6.
A
I know, you
second.
gotta
Yeah,
roll,
no,
roll
no,
one
there's
more,
two
brother.
right on top of it. You want me to roll another one?
You're good. Nothing for this time.
Modius pops up because he rolled another 6.
Right.
As we kind of keep going, I want to do another check through Kitty just to see what's going on.
All right, go ahead
Just
and give me
kind of
that
keep
perception.
an eye out there. Ooh, that's a bad one. All right.
There doesn't look like there's a lot of activity. Kitty doesn't see anything on the top, but does notice that it does look a lot more like this
Ooh.
now. Is everybody able to see that?
Yep.
Yes. So deep roots cascade through this thing, much like on a vasculature on a real heart. You can see a little landing that's right there, but you don't see anybody else. You do see light in there to include like a small pale green glow.
How high up is the landing?
Basically, you're looking at the thing being bottom to top. The top area where that landing is, we'll call that 200 feet.
Okay. So Driz could get up there because he can fly. The rest of us will have to work on something. And then that's just what he's spending his time doing. Traveling is just kind of working out a solution to that.
Okay. It looks like you're going to be there tomorrow.
Ooh.
Is anybody doing anything for tonight, or are we going to take it all the way to the heart?
Straight to the heart. Unless anybody else has anything.
I'm gonna read up on those aerial things.
What aerial things?
What was they pick us up and drop us or whatever.
The
When we get too
terrafolk?
close. Yeah, terrafolk, those things. I'm gonna read up on those.
All right. Let me know when you want to recall some information. Get you that roll at advantage.
Word. Yeah.
So the heart sits spinning slightly, suspended by nothing. Down below it, you see the red pigmentation of the earth where the water cascades off of it and into it, which is weird because there's no water anywhere. Like there's no aquifer for it to have deposited into or anything like that. It just looks like it's bleeding out of the sky. What do you do?
Zarian, does your divine sense tell you anything about this area?
I feel like I'm just too far away.
Oh, I thought we were right up on it.
It's still 200 feet up in the air.
Oh yeah, but we're right underneath the whole area though, because we're supposed to be in like some deep, like we're in the dark air, the red area.
We're kind of like right under the basin of it, right? Just kind of looking up at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But our if we look at the map, we're in like the dense.
Yeah, the zombie.
I'm just
den.
saying, like we might be. Can I just do like
okay.
a perception or scan the area for signs of the dead?
I could use Kitty again. I could do that as well.
Oh yeah, do
whoever's
that too.
making perception checks, go ahead. If anybody's going to try to aid somebody, use the
I will
help action.
definitely make a perception for Kitty. 13.
So Dredd, you're noticing that there's not a lot of stuff hanging around. Things tend to stay away from this. It looks like also the larger beast don't come anywhere near this thing. As for Drizzy, you guys are looking around. You don't see much of anything.
And with me not seeing anything and looking at the map again, seeing that, I'm thinking like in real life, I'm thinking of like when I stood underneath the middle of the St. Louis Arch and just look straight up and just to see the middle of the arch. That's what I'm imagining. And so I know I'm not going to be able to sense all the way up there, but I can definitely sense 60 feet in all directions if I'm standing directly underneath it. So I'll do that. I'll pop my divine senses.
Your divine sense goes off. You don't feel anything within the immediate 60 feet as a pinpoint of undead activity, but this entire place has a underlying malevolent tone. You know how if you just walk into an old house, you get the heebie-jeebies because it feels like something's out to get you? That's this place.
Gotcha.
Oh,
And I do like a piss shiver, you know? And I'm just like, there's nothing around, but the entire place feels wrong.
I want to cast Speak with Plants since they're here and they see and they experience what's around the environment. Maybe they can give us some information about what we don't see, or even information about if any demons have been through within the last 24 hours or anything like that.
You are going to cast Speak with Plants. So you're going to target a plant in the local area, and then you're going to try to question it.
Yes. Like if there's any plants right underneath it or as close to underneath it as possible.
Yeah, you find what looks like a ficus.
A ficus.
Why not a big ass tree?
Is it close by?
Well,
Wait,
I mean,
isn't
like,
this thing
I
a
just
tree?
also wanted to say the word ficus. I don't think it gets used enough.
That's very true.
I will agree, though. If there's a big ass tree, I would rather go that because it has more knowledge. It's been there longer.
Gotcha.
If it's too far away.
No, there is a big ass tree. It's next to the ficus. The ficus stands up, and you're like, "I choose you," and then
So yeah, I just want to ask you about this area, about the heart, because any information we get is information we didn't have. Like, how is that heart there? How long has it been there? What is its purpose?
He doesn't know, and it's been there longer than he's been growing.
That is a long time.
Yes.
Do creatures or men or demon or anyone come here respect it or worship it?
There is somebody that looks like you that walks on two legs and doesn't have leaves who comes and goes from that place. They usually fly, or every once in a while they see a shimmering gate, and them and some large beast come in and out.
Shimmering gate. Is that gate here on the ground or is it in the air?
It's on the ground, but then it goes away.
Interesting.
If you want to make an Arcana check to try to figure out what type of spell,
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Sounds like what we just did.
you would probably guess it would be a dimensional door.
So we know there's another way in there other than going up to it. It's something.
How do you guys feel about going up?
It sounds like it's somebody's house, like they live there or base their job out of it.
I'm going to explore the area.
All right.
Not gonna lie, I would love to live in a place like that, away from everything.
So you said there's kind of a radius right underneath this thing, like a crop circle type setup?
Where the
Surround-
water strip is?
Yeah, okay. So how wide is that area?
You would probably guess 30 feet.
Okay. So I just want to explore, because I know this is supposed to be a dense area and very active. I want to kind of do a cloverleaf pattern scout throughout the area.
You are walking around, taking a look at everything, and then a voice appears in your head. You hear through a message spell, "What could you possibly want traipsing through this area?" You can respond to this message.
Stand by.
That's just in Dredd, right? You said it was a voice in his head.
Correct.
I'm not fond of uninvited intruders into my head, but given that this does appear to be your home, I'll apologize for the rude intrusion. We're simply after information. We're trying to track down a few names, a few events, few places. It would really be much easier to speak face to face.
200 feet up in the air, you hear the sound of a woman yell out, "Is this better?" And she's up there.
What? Okay.
Wait, what was that noise? Who's yelling?
You look straight up, you see a bob cut haired blonde woman, which is about what you can make from about 200 feet away, looking out over the landing that Kitty was at, looking straight down at you guys.
Okay, I'll attempt to respond with the message spell back again. Point taken. Are you able to include my companions on this conversation?
I don't really like hollering. Could you maybe come down here and talk to us?
You get in your head, Dredd. How do I know that I can trust you? What assurances do I have? It's just me. There's 4 of you, 5, 6, 7. I don't like these odds. If you try to take what's mine, I will defend myself.
I like your house.
I swear to you on my oath as a paladin that we mean you no harm.
Do you think she can hear me? Yes? Do you think she can hear me?
How far is Dredd away? Like, can we hear him talking?
So this is all like the mind.
Oh,
thing.
you're doing message. Never mind. You're just kind of
That's why I was
blankly
trying to get
staring.
you guys.
That's literally why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Trying to do the what is it? The call share.
Yeah.
Link everybody else in. At a
Get-
certain
Get a
point,
Zoom going.
I'm sorry I didn't pay for that subscription.
yeah, she's only casting cantrips. At a certain point, shimmering arcane purple gate opens up, floor to ceiling. It kind of looks like the picture that comes to your mind, almost otherworldly, is almost like the Bill and Ted telephone booth opens up and then she steps out, and right about the time you're kind of catching what's in there, it closes and you see her. She's rubbing her fingers and she's sizing you up. She's got her back away, and then all 7 of you present yourselves.
Well, hello, mystical lady. I love your house.
I'm
It's
going
very
to
pretty.
give my most charming, non-threatening look for a drow.
She
But I'm going
smiles.
to rely on. Yeah.
She smiles a little bit. You can tell that it's kind of forced around the edges. Like the lips move up, but the eyes stay completely deadpanned as she looks to just be exchanging the pleasantries. You came all this way for something. What is it that you seek? I hate to be so formal, but I have research to do.
So I want to use.
Understood. Forgive my
First-
rudeness.
Sorry.
My name is Dredd. These are my companions, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
All right. Well, we'll go with Adam first since he's got something to say.
I wanted to use my persuasion to just talk to her and brutal and honesty and convincing, and to answer her question that we're seeking knowledge of not only this place, but knowledge of anything that can help us to end this curse in this land. And we were brought to her place out of both curiosity and just a beckoning of it. Felt like we needed to be here.
You start talking about secrets and rumors and arcane things in the death curse, and you see just a micro expression of like interest pop across her face. Like as soon as you said the death curse, she was really interested in what you had to say, and then quickly moved back into a poker face affect.
With when she says the death curse and that happens, I was gonna say, and I bet you have a really good view up there, and you could see where the hordes are. Is that true? Can you see hordes of zombies up there?
It's a weird question, but through the canopy of the jungle, I can see many things. I don't concern myself with them. The mindless dead proddling around.
What is
I apologize, but what exactly are you researching here?
that? Was my question.
I'm sorry, we're not there yet. What are you guys researching?
The death curse.
And how to end it.
Well, our 2 projects might be mutually linked. What do you know about the death curse?
Who was the one talking to? Oh my gosh,
Zarian.
was it Zarya?
Using the
Oh yeah,
stone.
I was talking to.
I will actually because we have a storyteller, I will let them kind of take the lead on explaining basically the exposition side. But I feel that we can effectively, just we'll backfill what we know.
How
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you're pretty much just covering everything that we would know as a group. Is there anything that you're omitting? Because if not, I'm
No.
just assuming that you did like a montage lore dump of hired at
Here
Port
we go.
Sorry about
Here's a
Lean
performance
Silverhand.
check for you.
I would leave out the one, the camp righteousness or whatever, when we went through the temple. I'd leave that out.
I disagree. I feel like she has insight that she knows we would be deceptive, and that would cause her to also in turn.
That wouldn't be deceptive at all. We're like, it's literally like we left Port Maranzaro, went down to camp.
I don't
So,
think there's any reason to leave anything
Dredd's
out. though.
approach. Yeah, Dredd's approach to it is I would leave out the kind of the individual backstory. She doesn't need to know personal stories from us.
Right. She's
But,
just asking us what we know about.
Honestly,
that
I
curse.
think what Dredd would do is, along with Shyla, I'll go ahead and assist that performance with my charisma. And
Yeah.
basically, he, the way he likes to explain, he's got a flair for the dramatic, and he understands that this is how the surface world works. It's all about legends and storytelling. So, if anything, he's going to expand upon the legend of how they got from point A to point B, so she knows that, she's dealing with the real deal, a respectable company of adventurers.
As far as the death curse, I don't think we would leave anything out that knowledge that we have. We would just put everything
the-
out there that we know.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
names that we know and were given, and yep.
She is very familiar with the death curse. That seems to be part of her area of emphasis, her arcane study. And she came to the heart because it probably holds something. It's not her home, but she's using it right now for a place to do some research. It's nice. It's out of the way. You don't get a lot of people bumbling through.
Well, would you be willing to share what you've discovered so far with us?
Well, I
Oh,
think it's
oh,
just easier if you ask questions and I tell you.
Show her the map.
Could we get a view? Could we at least look at the view of it as well to try to see where these hordes of undead?
We would be honored to see the view from the top of such an amazing structure.
You're pushing for this view a lot. See, I have a lot of stuff in there that I don't want prying hands to get a hold of. Things that if they went missing or were taken would set me back weeks or months before I
What if
could
just
continue
one of
my
us?
research.
What if you just took one of us, and then that
Look,
way
I-
we could annotate on the map what we see.
And we'll present the map and show. We want to confirm what we know here.
We can even pay
Yes.
you for your time.
This is a very interesting map. Where'd you get it?
Well, that's neither here nor there right now. Time is the greatest asset. I can show more information. We've given you a lot of information already up until this point. I feel like at least if you could, we don't want any of your stuff. If we're on the same team, we're trying. By my oath to Horus, we're not out to take anything from you.
As you say, my oath to Horus, it looks like she got pinched in the side.
Interesting.
So, I guess I could allow one of you up there so that we can make your annotations on the maps. You've been more than helpful so far. Who am I taking with me?
I would say whoever you're most comfortable with, as all of us can annotate on a map.
I mean, I think so. Driz already has a bird's eye.
Yeah, he's got a bird's eye view. So.
Literally.
Dredd's kind of the
Shyla's-
tactical person. Like, he sees things tactically, so maybe Dredd thoughts.
Oh, she
Um,
introduces herself as Valindra.
Oh, he's going to sleep with her.
My name is Valindra. Valindra Shadowmantle, since we're giving names.
Shadow Mantle.
Dread Banry.
Well, now that we know each other, what do? Draw straws? I feel as though if you nominate somebody, I will be wary of your pick. And if I pick somebody,
Who do you choose?
I say, and then here's the way that we're going to do it. Everybody rolls like one dice, and then the highest number wins.
Cool.
Ooh, percentile?
What are we
Percentile?
rolling?
You can roll whatever type of dice you want. The highest wins.
D100.
If you choose a 4-sided, if you choose a 100-sided,
Let's do it. We never get to use it. It's like that's like D&D. Second
Like
edition,
I said, somebody
let's
could
go.
be like, I'm just using a D4. Somebody else could use a D20.
Bam.
Somebody else could roll a D percentile. Whoever wants to
60.
talk higher.
Oh,
58. By 2.
I got a 0 on one die.
fail.
All right. So Driz, the person, and she's going to dimension door you up there.
Sweet.
Let me know when you're
Hey, I'm just gonna let you know. Like, I'm kind of skeptical about only sending one person.
So
What if she
I'm
has
a little
other
late
people?
now.
No, I mean, I can't say this. It's not gonna matter.
So I actually think that's a good idea because if any of us need to survive a 20-foot or a 200-foot fall, it's him.
Oh no, you threw Driz out the window. Oh, look at him. He turned. Oh shit, he turned into a fucking bird.
Turned into a fish. Oh, no.
Now he's sushi.
Are you going up there, Driz?
Yes, and then I formally introduce myself.
I go up and give him a hug. And
Don't make it awkward,
well,
Zarian.
I don't make it awkward. I'm just like, brother. And then when I pat you on the back, I say, be ready for anything. If you need to, fly away fast. Go, brother.
Can we surmise is she human? Obviously. Is she
She's a half elf female.
half elf female?
How long does your divine sense last for, Jay?
10 minutes.
I tell you what, roll me a 1d4. On a 3 or a 4, it's still active. So she opens up an arcane doorway and after you, and you see up on the landing, the receiving end of that. So you're able to go up there and you're bringing the map, right?
Dredd gave me the map somewhere here.
No,
No?
I didn't. I didn't give you the map.
Oh, Zarian?
I didn't give you the map.
Oh, Zarian failed to give it to me. I thought he was going to give it to me. I'm looking at my pockets. I must
You
not
had it
have
in your
it.
pocket.
So she asked me if I had the map on me.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, the Zarian must still have it. Did we need it or something?
Oh, you said that you're going to bring it up here and do some annotations.
I was. Wasn't I, Zarian?
Yeah,
That's a good play to get her to come back down.
No. I don't want to deceive her like that, though. I feel like I would have taken it, but
yeah. I mean that was our
The whole plan of going up
That-
there, yeah. So
my whole thing was like, we can figure out which directions they actually are, like which directions the zombie hordes actually are.
right.
Right,
Yeah, so
but-
we were gonna bring the maps. We could we could build a plan.
I don't trust her enough for that.
Right, but the whole-
I didn't give you the map.
right,
so
but then
now
I
she
wouldn't
doesn't
have,
trust us.
right, but I wouldn't have went otherwise because we told her the whole purpose of going up there was to map out the stuff, and I don't want to.
You can still said you don't need the map to figure out. You know what the map is right now, and you look out and you see where the big hordes are, and see where they're located. Does that make sense?
Well, I think it would have been more than just hordes. He could have seen landmarks. He could have seen annotated something on there that we don't know is already there, right? It's just having that advantage. But it is what it is. He doesn't have it. He's up there. What are you going to do, Driz?
We're saying we're at this awkward moment right before the teleportation. If you decide that you did not take the map with you, I will honor that choice. If you said that you took the map with you, you guys figure that out.
I'm gonna say if I went up here with the false pretense of not bringing the map, that's a bad choice.
Because it looks kind of shady.
Clearly,
I agree. I
we-
mean,
we
so
made our intentions clear that.
All right. Well, it's already decided because more than half of the group already had said it, so it's fine.
So, and
Whatever.
I don't want to be up here when she decides to arcane blast me off the edge. Or something.
Yeah, no, I think something even worse is going to happen. But cool beans, have fun.
We'll be good.
So she's standing. You guys teleport up there. You guys are standing out there. Just take this path up there. It's the top of the structure. You should have a good view of everything from around there. I'm going to be in my laboratory doing some research. Do let me know when you've finished.
Okay, so just take this up here and to the right, and
Yes, and then once you're done, come find me.
all right. Thank you kindly. I won't take the map out of my coat yet, so I'm just kind of walking up. So I make it to the top.
Yep.
Sweet.
And then I will go ahead and pull out the Mapachol. From where you're at, you can see clearly there is, in fact, a shipwreck. It looks like the ship is in multiple pieces, strapped up in the canopy of a lot of trees. Definitely does not look like it's whole. It probably looks like 3 major sections. You don't see anything going on over there.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you're trying to look at?
There was the wreck, and then where did you just say? Omu.
Or
yeah, at the bottom there.
Atsa.
That is tucked into some stuff. You do see where Omu is about, right between the 2 peaks. You do notice a large sunken in, I want to say depression, but it's like a bowl. And inside of that bowl, water and mist rises up throughout the atmosphere. You can see that there are, that is a civilization that you're looking for, but you're way too far to get any details. It's kind of like in the distance. You can see the next town that you need to head to, even though it's way off in the horizon.
Okay.
So
What about this dense area right here?
That is all trees and canopies. It obscures a lot of stuff. Game terms, that's heavy cover. You can't see through it. It's a thick jungle canopy.
Can he see Mesro, or is it too far?
That's probably just as far as Omu.
You can see what looks like a large city back over that way. You're pretty much
What about-
seeing like ruins and things.
What about Camp Vengeance?
Our buddies.
I hope that it's not on fire.
No smoke, right?
There's no smoke going up by that way, but it is also covered by dense foliage.
So
The reason why I'm asking about it is because I'm worried, because Rosny knows that it's a problem and that the one group didn't work. So he's going to probably have to send more people. And I'm worried about that. I'm worried about them.
So I guess what I would be doing with that map is studying the map, seeing what's already on there, right? And then getting my bearings and just kind of doing a 360 to kind of compare what I see on the map versus if there's any unknown structures or any type of abnormalities that I'm seeing that aren't on the map, and just kind of making note of that and what I'm seeing. That's probably what I would be doing, is spending that, 5 or 10 minutes just doing a 360, kind of like Assassin's Creed, right?
Gotcha.
Looking
You're
at all
sinking
the way.
Can he still?
is there any?
He's-
Are, What's the closest threat?
That's what I was
Would
going to say. Can
probably
he
be
still
one of
see
the
that
biggest
there?
things. Like, because we know this is
I don't
dense
think that I
area.
explained it proper the last time. So those skulls are not skull and crossbones are not physical representations of hordes of undead. I cannot move them around the map. They have been auto-generated. That gives you the idea that if
Random
you go
encounters,
in
yep.
there, that random encounters are higher. About it like this.
Final Fantasy.
Pretty much. So you know that
Gotcha.
if you're going
Okay.
into the black areas, you probably have like a 2 out of 6 chance of getting something. If you go into the red areas, you know that you're probably getting like a 50% chance that you're picking up some dead. You guys are like 200 feet up in the air, and there's trees that block direct line of sight. So you guys don't have the ability to just sonar ping and know where every single little thing's at. That's hellacious
Gotcha.
magic that you guys should use. If you guys want to do this stuff, look at the spells that allow you to do the stuff, because you can make as many perception checks as you want. It's not going to replicate magic. At a certain point, you have to cast like detect thoughts, find the path, certain things like that. You're doing every single thing that you can, and it's factoring in. You're making smart decisions. At a certain point, you're not gonna get the effects that you want from this. It's kind of like, what's the easiest way? What do you need to roll on an athletics check to jump over the moon?
Gotcha.
So I think probably got all the intel we can from the map and the vantage point up there. So I would probably skirt back down and not make a whole lot of noise, but just kind of like clear my throat and okay, I'm finished. Because I don't want to startle her.
You take a look at the inside?
Yeah, I'm down. She's in the next floor down, I'm assuming.
Yep. There seems to be a large area of moisture coming from there. So it seems that a spring has grown up out of nowhere, which causes a condensation to pool around. You notice that there are very haphazard and scattered books and research materials and stuff like that. You don't see Valindra anywhere, but you do see on one of the tables what looks like a large pickle jar that has a heap of fabric in it. There's a candle nearby. That's the only reason that it kind of draws your attention. And it is...
Holy tempt you.
I played enough video games.
It's right over here.
Okay, so real quick, I'm kind of out on this terrace opening right here, right? So I'll still have the view to the outside, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have Kitty can fly close, I'm assuming? Could I have her pick up the map and just kind of hold on to that for now?
Yeah, you palm the map over to Kitty. Kitty clutches it in her claws.
Okay. I'm just going to say, hello, Valendra.
Yes.
Hello? Ah, there you are. Are you in here?
Yeah. She walks out of that little spot right there. I take it you found everything that you needed?
We did. Unfortunately, there was just so much Canopy. We didn't gain that much more intel that we had, but I graciously thank you for your hospitality. And hopefully we didn't interrupt your work too much, and hopefully you can find a way to get rid of this curse. It's just afflicted so many families.
Yes. That's sad. But you said that you were going to find the source of this curse. That aligns with my motives.
Yes, that's what we were trying to do. As you had heard from a couple of our party members losing their families. One of my mentors is missing because of this, and it's just affected all of us. So we banded together to try to end this madness. And there's just so much death and destruction. We just want it to end.
Yes, I too want the death and destruction to end. I haven't had any luck doing this on my own. If you'd indulge me, I could accompany your party. I just need time to tidy things up around here. Maybe about till the next morning.
Really?
Yeah, you seem to be on the up and up. I didn't see any deception from you. You've obviously got purpose. You're going to Omu. I've exhausted everything here without trying to make it on my own.
Do you have a good idea on how to fight this?
I'm a very accomplished mage in my own right.
All right. Yes. So I don't think anyone would have an issue with that, but let me just mention it to them just to make sure there's no surprises. Are you okay with that if I talk to the group?
Can you do it from here, or do you need to leave and go down there? And do you need me to do it for you? Have I overestimated your competence?
Nope. I can do it. I'll message Dredd. Hey, buddy.
Yes.
So Valendra has offered to accompany us in our mission. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
What's your take on her? Do you trust her?
She seems to trust us. I have no reason not to trust her.
Well, we have somebody that is apparently an expert on the very thing that we're trying to track down, willing to venture forth with us. So I vote we take her with us.
And she's a strong maid.
I feel we're confident and competent enough to handle any unknown variables, if you will.
Okay. Well, I will graciously accept her offer.
Amazing. I will meet you down at your campsite tomorrow morning at daybreak, and we will go.
One last question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Who owns this heart or whatever it is?
I don't know. I thought it seemed safe. I teleported up here.
Do you know how it's floating?
The gods were told to have manifested objects of their great and powerfulness. Some people even said that a couple of them built Mesra with their own two hands, laid buildings brick by brick to help the people out.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think you could spend a couple lifetimes walking through the jungles of Chult trying to figure out just what happened and not really know anything about it.
Quite an amazing structure. Kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, but
it grows on you.
So how do you get back down? You gonna open that gate again?
I can teleport you down. Just let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. Thank you.
She opens up the arcane dimensional door.
All right. See you in the morning.
Well, when I see that, can I pop the second one? I believe I can do it twice, right? Because it uses your channel divinity. Is that for divine sense?
Yeah. Only Driz is coming down. She's staying up there, so she's going to be outside of that range.
When the portal opens, though, it's gonna be by me, right?
Yes, the portal is going to be within the 60 feet.
So does my 60 feet extend into the room at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey Zarian, did Kitty get you the map back? She should have brought it to you.
Man, I love that bird. Bird's a really cool bird.
Yeah, sorry, there wasn't much that I could add to the map. It's just a lot of canopy. Nothing to see up there. Very nice view, though. Yeah, I mean, she seemed pretty focused and straightforward, so I don't have any reason not to trust her. She trusts us enough, and let's be honest, we can use all the help we're going to get.
Does anybody have good and evil? Not protection from good and evil, but...
what is it, detect?
Detect good and evil? Yeah. Does anybody have that? Did you talk to her about anything?
Just about our goals are aligned. And she also is trying to end this curse, and she feels like we are equipped enough with knowledge and we're capable enough. So she felt like we could aid each other.
Yeah. I'm not.
See, that's where I'm at. I'm worried about it. I'm kind of standoffish on her.
She seemed to not let on very much of what she knows about this. I know it's not really important at this point. It's not relevant, but it seems like she was hiding something about this heart structure she was in. I don't know. We just got so focused on the map. I think we missed an opportunity there.
So I think we're going to have a minute before we venture off with her. So we'll have time to get some specific questions.
Yeah, you guys can ask her questions.
And then we'll use that as our gauge. So we'll have some pointed questions. And if she continues to avoid them, then we'll confront her on it because...
Zarian, ready your sword.
I've actually, legitimately, I'm thinking about casting protection from evil and good.
No, so I didn't say that to you.
Because if she is evil, then I would definitely know.
So yeah, I was just looking at that one. It doesn't give you any sensory. It just gives them. It makes sure you can't be possessed, and it gives them disadvantage if they attack you. But if you have either detect thoughts or detect magic, and then I think your divine sense also applies to I think that applies to celestials, fiends, aberrations, and all that crap.
Does anybody have a high insight?
I do.
I mean, I have a decent...
Can I roll an insight based on my interactions with her?
What are you trying to ascertain?
If she's not trustworthy. I want to know...
Is she manipulating us?
If she's hiding something.
Yeah, she's obviously hiding something. She looked you guys up and down.
But
and she's choosing her words very, very carefully.
I guess I mean ill intent. If she's a threat.
She hasn't done anything threatening yet. You have that to go off of. Dredd's total time that he's talked to Valendra is probably about 3 or 4 minutes. Not a good enough time to really figure out how this person operates. But from a standpoint of looking for signs of deception, She hasn't just outright said, like, I'm not going to answer that or anything like that. Driz did go up there and come down. That was a time that the party was split, that if anything could have happened, could have been that. And she said
And
she's going to accompany you
she
guys.
did the portal back too.
Yeah, she had the opportunity to screw us over. And
Well, she didn't try to take the map. She invited me up there with no chance.
Maybe
Yeah,
Zarian is her target.
I understand
Just kidding.
standoffish and protective. We're being more open because we're in a rush. So
And yeah, there's
just develop some
seven
pointed
like
questions
there's
for her.
7 of us to 1 of her. That
Yeah,
makes
that's
it
fair.
makes sense that she'd be very standoffish, but I don't know. There's just something feels slightly off, just slightly.
Yeah, I kind of take everyone in this land with that you meet with a grain of salt, right? Just because of
Yep.
what's
I
going
say
on.
I say we have the General Mattis approach of be kind and courteous and have a plan to kill everybody in the room.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well-
So here's what I'm looking at. I see you guys have hit a
Damn.
milestone with the amount that you've gone through. So we will do a milestone level. So that way you guys will hit that. And then your next plan is the Wreck of the Star Goddess.
I don't know now. You said
Yeah,
you saw that
it's
it's in
in
3 pieces.
How would we get it back together without magic and
Yeah,
What
that's
would-
not happening.
So I guess
would-
that's the one thing. She did say she wanted to venture forth with us, but we didn't really establish where to.
well, she knows we're going to Amu.
Find the thing, and that's what she's researching.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Let's
So
head
yeah,
for
let's
Amu.
lock that down. Then if we think that's there, then that's where we're going.
The only thing I'm in the back of my mind I'm questioning is this like Asmodeus in disguise or something.
See, that's where I'm going with it because we don't know if she was like
Oh no,
a
no, no.
Krieger type person.
So yeah, I have a plan for that. So we've already got the divine sense on board, but if that doesn't work, we can because remember how they said we're probably going to encounter XYZ? Like that's entirely a possibility here.
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna suggest perhaps is we purposely intentfully go find that horde to the right, that red, and see how she
T-Rex.
interacts. Like we stumbled across a zombie T-Rex. What do we do?
So like yeah, if we just kind of hang out in the area long enough, like detour a
Plus-
little bit, we'll raise our chances of hitting an encounter. And
Plus it'll keep Quasha happy.
exactly, since that is our goal, we want to try to kill some shit
Yeah.
for Quasha.
Because
So,
we're thinking, we're thinking we want to kind of skirt down here anyway, right? 'Cause, I mean, are we just going straight through, or do we want to just go boom and then over? I don't know.
so
You talking go this way, this route, like skirt around, like hit these 2? Is that what you're drawing at?
I'm thinking even the red because we're guaranteed an encounter there. Well, 50.
Yeah, like if we just go straight at Amu,
You guys are like 19 hexes away.
Yeah, I'm thinking
yeah,
we're.
what if we hit the wreck
Yeah,
and then cut through down to like if we just detour to the wreck and down?
then go to Amu?
Yeah.
So you're saying go this way and then this way?
Holy
Yeah.
cow, that's a long journey.
That's the name of
Uh,
the game with this one. It's a hex
I'm
crawl.
talking about for the plan to test her loyalty.
I think that'll be
if we're in
enough.
battle.
I think that'll give us it gives us multiple opportunities. We can sorry, that's not what I was looking for.
She can Mass Effect
Yeah.
leave if she doesn't like us.
So we can
Just
we can
teleport
basically
out.
go around the water, head here, hit the wreck. It's probably of interest to both of us, and then we cut all the way through this stuff and hit to Amu. I mean, we're bound to have encounters both ways. We'll be able to test that. We'll keep Quasha happy, and it's a straight shot. I say we just like hit the basically dead wreck and through.
Sounds like a good plan. That's what I'll prepare for. Encounters
Let's
all
do
the
it.
way to the Wreck of the Goddess, and then from the Wreck of the Goddess down to Omu.
You said milestone achievement. That's just leveling up.
Yep, you guys will hit, you're level 5 now, so it'll be level 6.
Okay, so when you do the video for this, what level up sound have you decided on? Because it needs to be like epic.
All right, so we'll pick it up 2 weeks from now. I'd just like to say
Boys.
thank you guys for going onto the video, liking it, sharing it, doing whatever that makes it happy. Like before this, 56 people had watched it, so that's double what the last one did.